a DK and a caster and a healer, so it's going to be rather interesting to see how this game turns out.
Yeah, yeah, and this is going to be an interesting match, I think. You know, we'll have to see if they're going to be able to do any better with this Shadow Priest versus the last team that had the Warlock. You know, the Warlock's kind of just getting absolutely destroyed. It's obviously a DK instead of the Paladin to sell, and they're just going to go right on the Shadow Priest. Zedar is actually going to be hexed immediately, and there's no decurse for him, so he's going to be sitting in that bull. And we already see a lot of damage is going to be coming out. There was a Hodge put on Hulk Pass though, and Hulk Pass is in some trouble. He's going to be silenced immediately, and Gargoyle has been popped. It was feared off, but it's going to be coming out of that very shortly. And there's the disarm on a Hulk Pass, and he is stuck out in the middle. The Gargoyle is hitting him right now, and we can see a ton of damage is going to be coming in on him.
Yeah, Lost Silence is down so low, and they're having to storm from him to get away from all those diseases and everything, and it seems like it's going to be fine now. And it was such a hard opener on Hulk Pass, but it didn't really take any damage at all. Maybe Flynn was actually healing him, I'm not even sure about that, but Hulk Pass doing such a good job of surviving that opener in the start, and that could really mess up the opener for a Thunderclave, because I do believe Goyle was used on Hulk Pass there.
Oh, there's a grip on a Sovereign. They're going to go hard onto him. He does throw at that Hodge defensively, but he's at about 70% HP. Hulk Pass was trying to go for the burns, unable to land them. Zedar going to shrink it, trying to help out his Paladin. The Paladin is going to get back behind the pillar. He did have to freedom himself, but I think he's going to be just fine. Yeah, he is. Lost Silence, though, taking a ton of damage out in the middle, down to 30% HP. Will he have to disperse? He does, as the damage was going to come in from that LA Shaman. I think he would have just died had he not dispersed there. He will get topped up. At the same time, Zedar just being absolutely dominated in the middle of the map, so he has to be very careful. He got knocked out of LOS of the Paladin. He needs to reconnect with him. He's going to get gripped back into the center, and he's just going to be taking so much pressure. Lust has been popped here by Flynn, and big damage is coming into Zedar. They're just swapping on everyone who's out in the middle, and I like that they're running back behind the pillar because they need to get rid of these Lusts. They need time to dispel them and just kind of catch back up. Sovereign is going to throw out that Hodge. Hulk Pass has to use his PS on himself there, and he's going to be throwing out the Dispels, just trying to remove the Sacred Shield, just trying to keep that pressure going.
Yeah, the Lust is still up on every single person in the Flynn's team, so they're still going to be able to throw out so much damage, and Marm's just going to sit onto Lol Silence right now, and he's just... I think this pressure is going to be very high soon. As soon as Flynn starts casting on someone, the damage is going to be so high, and he starts casting those lightning bolts right now, so Lol Silence is going to be under so much pressure. And here comes the Lava Burst, and Lol Silence down to 50% right away. Gripping Sovereign in for a swap, but Sovereign Sacred Shielding himself right away, so a very good Sacred Shield. But he's getting quite a fair amount of burns from Hulk Pass here, and Flynn is able to tunnel into him.
Hulk Pass, though, is at 30% HP. He might just go down here. He's taking so much damage. He's going to get disarmed out in the middle at 20% HP. Zedar going to be able to connect once again. He does try to fake that interrupt, but I don't think he faked it just yet. He's catching some big heals from Flynn, though. They're both spamming out those heals, trying to keep him alive. Going to get full dots once again, though, from the Shadow Priest. And Hulk Pass could be in some trouble, but it looks like they just want to swap over off him because the Shadow Priest is in a lot of trouble as well. Lost Silence taking a ton of damage. Going to get full VT dots up, though. He's going to have tons of damage coming in here on Flynn, and Flynn's going to be getting kind of pounded by this team for a little bit. Looks like Lost Silence is doing pretty okay on mana. Sovereign's doing as well. He's pretty even with Hulk Pass right here. Zedar going to be the target right now from this Ellie Shaman, and Zedar is going to be chasing over onto this Priest. He gets a nice Earth Grab Totem, though, from Flynn, which is going to keep Hulk Pass alive because he was in desperate trouble there. He was at a 30% HP, but the DK once again back on him. He's going to get full Hodge, and he's going to be in some trouble here. He's going to trinket that Hex as it does come in and just continue to train onto Hulk Pass, but another Earth Grab coming down on him. So Flynn playing very nicely defensively. The Shadow Priest is trying to get the dots up onto this Disc Priest, unable to do so just yet, though, and he's going to have to disperse as another Gargoyle is popped here by Marm.
Yeah, Marm's going to stick on the back of Zedar. Zedar is forced to AMS here to stop the damage because Marm's just throwing out those death codes, and having a full runic power bar is going to do so much damage with those death codes onto Zedar. AMS runs out, though, still only 30%. This Gargoyle is just going ham on Zedar and taking so much damage. Having to Lichborn self-heal himself to keep himself alive, and hopefully that's going to be enough, but Sovereign took so many burns out of Hulk Pass. This is Strangler onto Hulk Pass. Hulk Pass on 50% with full DOS into a pet stun. This could be so bad for Hulk Pass. I'm not sure if he has any cooldowns back yet, but there's so much pressure coming out from both teams right now.
Yeah, Zedar could die as well, though. Hulk Pass is going to get topped there as Flynn does throw out a couple heals in a row onto him, and there is no MS, so Flynn's heals are very effective. We can see Mana Burns coming out from Lost Silence, but he's getting absolutely bursted here, and both Sovereign and Lost Silence are going to have to trinket. The AM has been popped. He's trying to top him back off. Mana Burns coming out from Hulk Pass. Will he be able to land them? It doesn't look like it just yet. You know, if they can connect back to this Disc Priest, I think that's what they need to do to try to finish him off. Lost Silence, though, is just taking so much damage here at the pillar. He's at 30% HP, and he's completely split from his Paladin. He might just go down, and he does fall, and that was a very close game one.
That was a very intense game.
This kind of games we like to see, so hopefully we'll have another great one here for you in Game 2. Hulkfast, Marm, and Flynn are at match point. They just need one more to take the series. Can Lost Silence, Sovereign, and Zedar come back, make something happen here? Zedar going to be hexed immediately, just like last game. We can see the Sovereign's going to be gripped in, and Lust is popped instantly. They're just going to go hard on him. He's strangulated already, going to pop the AoE sack, but if he has to bubble, he could just get MD'd on it, so he has to be so careful. He's going to be taking so much damage, going to Hodge and Wings. He's trying desperately to keep himself alive. I feel like he needs the AM heal, but it might not even be enough. We can see that the AM now is popped. He's going to get gripped on it, though, unfortunately. Catches a big heal, but bursted back down to 40%, and he's going to catch another big heal. I can't believe he was able to stay alive without having Trinket or Bubble there. Really great play there from Sovereign. Absolutely amazing. And is going to keep his team alive, but Lost Silence is going to be swapped to and may have to disperse instantly as he's just taking so much damage, and Hulkpass is just standing on top of Sovereign, who is going to be gripped on that heal.
Yeah, and Flynn, once again, doing a good job is keeping Cedar off everyone with those health grabs. He can't peel at all, and Flynn actually faking an interrupt there, so he's going to be able to get straight back into casting, and he's just throwing his purchase out right now. That was a very offensive start from Flynn. I guess you just want to stand back and just throw a couple of purchase out now to get their defensive buffs off. And there's the grip onto Hull Pass, so there's the Goyle full dots onto Hull Pass. Hull Pass is going to take so much damage here. There's a silence coming in, but Flynn once again doing such a good job of peeling. Throw out those totems and hexes to keep his team alive.
Oh, the Hex was AMS there by Zedar. Nice job by him. And Flynn's actually taking quite a bit of damage here. It was down to about 60% HP, but one penance going to be enough to top him back off. The Gargoyle is shackled, immediately dispelled, though, by Sovereign. So nice job by him just being on top of things. Flynn was down to about 70% HP, is fully dotted up. Hulk Pass is about half mana. Sovereign is having that mana lead right now. So, you know, if they can keep things going, keep the pressure up, they could possibly take this game just on mana, but Sovereign going to be gripped into the middle. Are they going to throw out that fear? They are going to fear him. Are they going to go for the burns? Actually, Fiend is popped. They're going to go offensive on Sovereign once again, down about half HP, taking a ton of damage. Burn was trying to go for it, but he was not able to land it, and Sovereign will be able to get back behind the pillar, throws out that instant flash, trying to fake the interrupt here from Marm, but Marm is just going to retreat, go back into the middle, and Hulk Pass is going to be standing on it once again. Zedar taking so much damage. A big Hodge onto the Priest as he does get gripped in. He's going to have to PS at 20% HP. He might just go down. Zedar, though, has to pop his AMS as well, and he's LOSing some heals, so he's in a lot of trouble here, too. Flynn going to throw out a couple healing waves there to be able to top off Hulk Pass.
Yeah, some incredible pressure coming out from both teams, and I gotta say that Sovereign's been so lucky with his Holo Shock so far. Pretty much every single Holo Shock's been occurring this entire game, which is obviously a big deal. Alongside, it's actually forced to disperse from the damage. They're having to Stoneform as well, so dispersion is going to be on coolness. Still at half mana though. Maybe Hulk is throwing out those burns right now, and they are actually hitting Lost Silence. Lost Silence down to 9,000 mana. Sovereign taking so much. I have to keep himself alive. Another crit Holo Shock, another Flash of Light that crits as well. So there's so much healing coming out for Sovereign right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. He's not going to be able to cast when he's getting tunneled by this Shaman DK.
He does get the AM, he's going to get knocked back on it, but not quickly enough, and Zedar, you know, is at 50%. Sovereign's still quite low as well. They're just going to train on him anyway, and I mean, he is doing a good job keeping himself alive. He's going to throw out the Hodge onto Hulk Pass, who's at 40% HP, 30% HP. Flynn is not healing up this time, and he's in so much trouble. He does throw out that Desperate Prayer, and I believe it did crit, and now catches a couple lesser healing waves. Flynn just spamming those out, going to heal 4 times in a row there. But a lot of pressure was coming out from this team. Lost Silence is taking a ton of damage here, though, as well. And Disperse is not up for 25 seconds, so he needs to keep him alive at least that long. Maybe going to have to use a bop or something, because he's just in so much trouble right now. Fakes a Mind Freeze, though. Great job by Sovereign. And he's going to actually bubble. Will it be MD'd? It is emptied immediately, and Lost Silence is just tapped on mana now. He's getting completely burned out. He will have his disperse very shortly, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, and I don't know if he can live until it. There's 5 seconds remaining on it. He's taking so much damage, he's completely tapped on mana. He's
going to have to disperse just for the fact that he needs mana, and they're going to be able to swap up to Cedar whenever they want. Cedar's still 50% health, and Sovereign is not being able to pick him up. There's the dispersion from Lost Silence indeed, and Sovereign managed to land another crit Flashlight Holo Shock onto Cedar, but still taking so much damage, having to MS and Death Strike just to keep himself alive, and that MS is going to run in 2 seconds, and he's not being topped up, so it's like he's going to try to go on the back of Hulk Pass, but Flynn is just going to be able to keep rooting him off, and there's another Earth Grab, and he's not going to be able to stick on Hulk Pass.
Yeah, nice shock fake there from Sovereign. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep Lost Silence alive, though. He's taking so much damage, he's getting bursted completely hard. He's down to 4% HP. Will this Flashlight land? It does land. Keeps him alive. Hulk Pass has no trinket. He trinketed the last Hodge, so if they get a Hodge Silence combo, they may be able to kill him. And Flynn is basically tapped as well. They just need to keep Lost Silence up for a little bit longer, and they do just that. Flynn going to go for the Hex. He's able to land it onto Zedar. Zedar has no trinket available, and Lost Silence is going to land another burn on Flynn, who is completely tapped on mana. So now the kind of tables have been turned, and the Ellie Shaman is the one who's and we see the AoE sacrifice coming out. Lost Silence trying to go for another mana burn, not able to land it this time. Sovereign, though, keeping him topped off quite well. And I feel like the next big swap on Hulk Pass is going to be key. They may be able to try to go for a kill. Flynn going to go for the drink, but it looks like they're just going to let him do that and just try to get some damage going on Hulk Pass. I feel like that may be the wrong decision, though. And he's just drinking so much mana. I can't believe they just completely ignored that. He's going to get 7,000 mana back for free. Zedar, is taking some damage, and Lost Silence is going to get burned out once again. So that is a big turnaround for Flynn's team.
Yeah, that was actually a very good move. Right before Flynn went to drink, he actually earth grabbed the DK, and the DK got mind control out of the earth grab, and he stopped him from stopping Flynn. So that was a great move from Flynn's team. But they're gonna do so much damage to Cedar once again, having to MS defensively once again, and he's gonna be able to keep alive. He does have a full runic power bar now, so we might see him drop a ton of damage onto someone anytime soon. But Lolson is done at 1,400 mana. Does have his disperse back up, so he's gonna have to use it for mana and for damage. There he goes, down to 29% health, having to disperse to keep himself alive. But Sovereign's mana is still pretty fine, so he shouldn't have any mana troubles. And being able to pick Lolson up with that, those Holy Shocks.
Yeah, and a good job of doing that. Sovereign going to pop the plea once again. He's just played fantastically this game, in my opinion. Law Silence, though, is getting bursted quite hard here. Sovereign going to throw out that Hodge once again. They need to get that damage rolling on Hulk Pass, so they just have not been able to do so just yet. But now it comes in as the Silence does land on Hulk Pass. He's at 60% HP. Flynn not going to go for the heals just yet, as Hulk Pass seems like he's going to be A-okay. And Sovereign will top himself up. A nice grip there onto Zedar, pulling him off of his Priest by Marm. Law Silence has got a ton of mana back though, and Hulk Pass is starting to kind of get kind of low on the mana, man. And mana burns coming in here from Law Silence. One is going to land onto Flynn. It looked like another one going to come out here. It will get interrupted, I do believe, but Law Silence doing a good job keeping up the pressure, going for the mana burns when he has to. Sovereign is trying his best to keep his Shadow Priest topped, and he will land a big heal there and be able to do just that. We see that Hulk Pass, is in a good position though. Zedar just having so much trouble getting on him because he's just constantly getting earth grabbed.
Yeah, Hoppus just actually trinketed something. I'm not sure what he did trinket, but
it was a Hodge.
It was a Hodge he trinketed. Alright, so no trinket up for Hoppus right now, but I do believe his PS is back off cooldown, so he should be able to survive another burst from this Shadow Creep. But also it's down to 25%, having to disperse once again, and I'm actually lagging right now. That was just arena point flush, so we are back in the game, and it seems like low stars are going to be fine after that disperse. And it seems like both teams are actually just trying to get on each other's priests. Eventually, that's the target they want to kill.
Yeah, I definitely think it is, and Law Silence is going to be taking a ton of damage here. He's going to throw out the Silence a little bit defensively, it looks like, and he is down to about 60% HP, 50% HP. He's already catching some heals, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I don't think he has Disperse available, but I'm not quite sure. And he's at 30% HP, going to get gripped back into the middle. And he's taking so much damage. Sovereign going to be switched to though. Sovereign's at 60%. Zedar's at 60% as well. And burns are coming out here from Hulk Pass. He's going to shackle the Gargoyle. Will be removed immediately, but Law Silence is under so much pressure. Sovereign has to top up multiple people, and he's very low on mana, so he does pop that AoE sacrifice. But mana burns are landing on him from Hulk Pass, and I think that may have just been the thing that tips the balance of the game right now. Another plea has been popped, but it's not going to give him really that much mana back, and he's being chained, so there comes the Priest. He's going to get the Dispel on that plea, and Sovereign at 60% HP, the Priest at 60% HP, Zedar at 60% HP. A Hodge does come out, though, onto Hulk Pass, and this is maybe their last chance to get something going.
Yeah, that was a defensive Hodge, I think, to stop those burns, but Sovereign's just going crazy with those burns and the entire team, and Sovereign down to 1200 mana, not having plea for quite a while, and Low Side is under so much pressure. Actually, the entire team is under so much pressure, and Low Side is having to disperse once again 9% health, and Sovereign is just throwing out that Divine Favor Holy Shock to try to keep Low Side alive, but he's just gonna run on mana completely. It's down to 8 mana, and Cedar having to MS keep himself alive.
Yeah, and I think things are just